The Grand Prix of Road Atlanta is here right now, and this is going to be a very incredibly difficult race for a lot of drivers. It always is as the years go on. But first, let's tie up some loose ends from the round of Florida. Kenny Myatt and Madeline Myatt both got point penalties for causing incidents at Daytona, Madeline Myatt got a 15-point penalty, and Kenny Myatt, I believe, only got a 5-point penalty for his incident with Nick Pericles. Madeline Myatt is sitting on a nice, hefty negative 13 points going into this race. She's got to work her way out of the hole. Two other cars got penalties for ignoring blue flags. That would be Eric Monaco and Cody Lamas. Eric Monaco, I believe, had a 5-point penalty, and Cody Lamas had a 10-point penalty. Cody Lamas is also starting near the back of the grid for this race, so he's got a long way to work up, because I believe he's on, negative 7 points going into the round of Georgia. Aiden Shepard is your pole sitter today, as Shepard and the two Myatts and Noah Hart all were separated by only 1/10 of a second going into this, so there's a very, very competitive field here at Road Atlanta this year. However, there were two cars that were faster than Shepard. By a good second, the Nokia Finlands were clear of the field. However, both Nokia Finlands were found to be illegal and failed tech inspection. They are starting at the back of the grid with a car that crashed during qualifying. So the Nokia Finlands are 34th and 35th, and I believe someone is in a backup car. I will have to get updates on that. Anyway, let's get on to the race. Aiden Shepard will lead the field down to the green here at Road Atlanta. It's going to be a very hard-fought race, we believe, here. He's got the Myatts right around him along with Noah Hart. Green flag is out, and away we go here at Road Atlanta. Shepard gets a great start. Kenny Myatt did not, neither did Madeline Myatt for that matter. And that's going to be a very easy second position slot in for Kenny Myatt. Madeline Myatt's rocketing up the hill in third. The first three are single file, but now as you approach the very scary S-Band complex here at Road Atlanta, it's going to be interesting to watch there as there's Scott Rouse battling for fourth with Noah Hart. Rouse is out of control a bit there. Oh, we got Brock around in the back. Fox up on his side, taking out Polyakov. I believe Monaco and Charles Sanford were in it as well. However, other than that, the racing action is on here, and we have a clean start. Other than that incident there, go through the order, I do not see much of a problem other than that incident there. And Brock actually was able to drive away despite going up on his side. Polyakov's got a lot of front-end damage, as does Eric Monaco and Charles Sanford. Well, Eric Monaco's got a lot of rear-end damage, and Charles Sanford doesn't have much damage on his car at all. Aiden Shepard, however, is currently leading this race over Kenny Myatt and Madeline Myatt and Noah Hart. These four cars have been astonishing this weekend, other than the fact that the Nokia Finlands, who are two of the fastest cars on the grid, we'll see where they are on the grid right now. They're both pretty far back on this grid. And I believe it was Zayden Davidson that crashed there. Oh, Eddie Champagne, the Daytona winners on pit road. He has a possible tire going down some debris there and is bringing it down pit road. However, it didn't take long for Kenny Myatt, the king of Road Atlanta, to make a move here on Aiden Shepard. Myatt is going to slot the inside of him here on the start of lap 2. Going through the valley, also Noah Hart up by Madeline Myatt there, and the FBR car of Kenny Myatt goes to lead as he cycles up there pretty quickly. Noah Hart's looking fast as well, the Georgia native. Darren Blake in the 65 car, however, would fall out of the race after blowing the motor. Tough break for Blake here as he falls out right on this stage of the race. That is not a good start for Darren Blake. Don't worry, we did not forget about this incident here, as you're going to see William Brock going down the hill. It was actually Padcar that got into him, and Padcar went into the wall because of that, and actually Brock went over there. So far, that was actually a pretty clean start considering Road Atlanta, though. Only that incident there, that was pretty clean. I'm going to Nico Polyakov now. Polyakov is going to be running down the hill here, and you're just going to see all heck breaking loose in front of him. Nowhere for him to go, and Prix would get into him as well, and that would put Polyakov out of the race. Noah Hart now is going going for second position on Aiden Shepard there, and they're getting very aggressive down the hill. Shepard's going to lose it. Shepard's getting burned by Noah Hart. He was not going to play nice there. And he's backing up onto the track. No, DJ Curtis and John Arnold contact there. Will Hoyt's around. The 8 car's in it. That was a very silly incident there. Here it is again. Aiden Shepard knew Hart was down there, but really didn't care, and just gets dumped by him because Noah Hart wasn't going to play those games. I think that's going to definitely get a steward's inquiry there. And well, this then just becomes rather silly as the entire field just starts piling in. They don't expect an accident down there. And, well, that's DJ Curtis is going to fall out of the race because of it. And this is a big, humongous pack running down into the first couple of corners here. Got to be very careful here. This is Nick Pericles, Bobby Jones, Kyle Bachelia. They rocket up to the top of the hill, the highest point of the track, I believe. And I believe we have a contact in the back, maybe. Maybe not. I apologize for that little misstep there. Oh, Kyle Bachelia and Torres are going bad at it. And Torres might turn here if he's not careful. Oh my goodness, this is Road Atlanta, or is this Kona? Look at Sean Angel already up to 19th. That was a great start by Angel there. But we're going to take a look at that incident again here. So Aiden Shepard's driving along here. He slides a bit wide. Hart makes an opportunistic move. However, Aiden Shepard's running him down the track. Hart doesn't like that and pretty much dumps him. Around he goes, up onto the track here, and then that's where, oh, great avoidance there by Vince Prix. Prix had a great starting spot. We'll get to talk to him later, but you just see everybody starts piling in there. Vincent Allen's got a lot of front-end damage there. And, well, that was a rather silly incident there. We're on board with Vincent Allen now. We're going to see him rocket down this hill here. See the accident in front of him. He makes the right move to go low, but the coal closes up, and, well, around he goes. On board with DJ Curtis now. Curtis had a great starting spot for the KR2, and it's kind of sad that we see this new team just get taken out like this, but into the wall he goes. Also, Will Hoyt was involved in it, but Will Hoyt would get away with minimal damage, thankfully. While this whole mess was taking place afterwards, this is where Caldwell and Haddix got into a wreck. Haddix would fall out of the race. Caldwell would actually rejoin the race. That's why Caldwell has a lot of front-end damage. And also, Kyle Bachelia from 13th position did a nice avoidance there with grenade at the 6th car and fall out of the race. Great for Bachelia. However, we had a very scary incident here between Zayden Davidson and Charles Sanford. Sanford did not qualify very well. And this was a very, very terrifying incident here as Charles Sanford goes wide. He goes flipping wildly outside of the track and flies into the scenery back there. Thankfully, Sanford would get out of his car all right, but he was taken to a local hospital just for preliminary reasons. Big battle here for 17th position between the 19 of Cole Baker, Grayson Ace Vito, and then Eric Max is also in there. These two have been battling very hard since the start of this race, and it's great to see some of the young guns getting up into the battle here and battling quite hard. Zayden Davidson is under steward's inquiry, as is Charles Sanford for that little fracas there that caused Sanford to go flying outside of the track, even though I think that was all on Charles Sanford, to be honest with you. I think Charles Sanford is going to be the one getting the penalty for that one. I don't think that one will be Zayden Davidson. Noah Hart is quickly but carefully closing in on Kenny Myatt. Hart is very quick running, very similar lap times to Myatt. Madeline Myatt's running third position with Roush in fourth, and they've got pretty much clear track in front. So this is a very important race here, and the top three are all running pretty similar times, within 2/10 of each other, so very interesting to see. Not a great start to the year for the Cadnex Porsche Brigade, as William Brock is running P25. Brock is a Georgia native, done well. Oh no, he just grenaded it! He just grenaded the motor, and that's William Brock done. Out of the race, the Georgia native going to fall out of his home race. Tough break for Brock. His teammate Alex Allen's actually running way back in 20th position, not doing well either. We're hearing probably going to be Alex Allen's last season in the sport before he retires from his illustrious career of winning a championship in the past, but I think he's going to hopefully go out with a bigger blaze of glory than what he's had so far this year. Those Katniss cars have been pretty much anonymous. Cody Lamas coming from 34th on the coming from 33rd on the grid, up to 19th. Great start by him, and here's Jordan Bouchard trying to get by him in 21st. These cars started toward the back, and now they are working their way up the order. Sebastian Torres is getting another top 10. Oh, no, he's going up in smoke, it looks like. No, something's wrong with that car. But I was just going to say, he had a great run at Daytona, and now he's going to fall out, or at least have to get the tow back to the pits. And that's his race done. His Faber nearly clocks him there. Tough break for Torres. I was going to say, I got to give props to Vince Freeze. That is a Team Reddit Davis car. And he is running, well, now 6th as Chris Todd by him in the BFM. But I gotta give Vince Freeze a lot of credit here. Freeze, in a car that barely had any testing, is running 6th at the toughest track in the world. Kenny Myatt threw high praise of Freeze, saying that if he were in a competitive car, he'd be fighting for the win today. Vince Freeze would be. That's how good of a driver Kenny Myatt seems to think he is. Great showing by Freeze. Kenny Myatt, however, is being held up by his teammate Eric Monaco, who didn't exactly shroud himself. Neither of these two drivers shrouded themselves in much glory. And now with Myatt being massively held up by Monaco, Noah Hart is going to close in like a stinking sieve here. I have no idea where I got that reference from, but Noah Hart closed up a ton of time as Myatt caught Monaco at the exact wrong point. Myatt is not happy with Eric Monaco. Monaco, well, doesn't seem to have learned his lesson from being a respectable back marker. And now Noah Hart's all over the back end of Myatt. Battle between Kyle Shock Jr. and Nick Hercules is starting to heat up now. These two have taken swipes at each other down Death Valley. They were beating and banging their Shock got out of that one with the point. But it looks like now Hercules, I think, is a little bit faster of a car than Shock. As this is going to be very interesting to see what Hercules is going to do with him. These two drivers are two of the veterans on the grid. Hercules is, of course, a former champion, winning the Season 21 championship. His best friend and former teammate Kyle Collins, who tragically passed away at Rockingham, is the reigning champ. That's why, Hercules had to give up his number 1 to one of his best friends who isn't able to run it. He's kind of dead. Noah Hart versus Kenny Myatt. This is a battle that I think a lot of fans want to see here as they're both coming down pit road at the same time. It looks like Madeline Myatt is as well in 3rd position. So now Kenny Myatt versus Noah Hart on pit road. This is a battle of the pit crews now. Let's see who will be ranked supreme on the pit stop cycle here at Road Atlanta as they both bring it down pit road. Madeline Myatt should slot in between them, as she does. Who will get the run out of the pits? Looks like that's Kyle Shock Jr. staying out. Shock's going to take over the lead of the race. That's a pretty interesting move there. There's Sean Angel also staying out, trying a different strategy to get himself up the order. Myatt beats Hart out of the pits, actually gains a little bit on Hart, not too much. Madeline Myatt seemed to close in just a tad there, as Maddie Myatt's going to come out right behind Cole Baker and Grayson Ace Vito. Ace Vito runs into the back of Myatt. Myatt with kind of an unsafe release there, but Ace Vito is going to pull the brunt of that damage there. Ace Vito's going to have to pit. I don't think Maddie Myatt has that much damage on her car, but it's going to definitely slow her down as, Alex Allen's sliding around. Ace Vito isn't going to be easy to get by, especially with the front end all screwed up. And Andrew Rowe going to get underneath Alex Allen. That's for, I believe, 13th position. Yes, it is. As Eric Max now is battling with Tristan Wilhoit. Wilhoit is very upset at that incident that took place on the start with Noah Hart versus Aiden Shepard. Wilhoit is going to be very intense on trying to pass him versus Eric DeMax. I'm sorry if I keep calling him Eugene. Eric DeMax now is all over the back of Rowe. Maddie Myatt's getting a bit frustrated with Vance Caldwell and Cole Baker. As that's going to be a move down here. We got big battling down here as a lot of these cars are going to maybe come down the pit here. Or at least some of them should be. Max doesn't. A few others do, however. As here they come on the pit here. Great to see. Here comes Eric Monaco out of the pits, and why does he ever ride in this series? Seriously? He's a terrible backmarker and does stuff like that. Also, Matty Myatt is under investigation for an unsafe pit release on Grayson A. Speedo there, so Matty Myatt could be getting another points penalty this season. She does have some rear end damage. Noah Hart is closer than ever on Myatt now, and this could be the battle of the century between the two drivers here at Road Atlanta. These two drivers are teammates in equal cars, and they're simply only in this series just to have the time of their lives racing each other. These two have been around for years. They know more about each other than anybody else in the field knows about any other driver in the field. These two were best friends growing up in the early parts of the seasons here in the ARCSOA Elite Series, and now these two are going to be doing battle for the lead of the round of Georgia. Eric Max and Kristen Wilhoit would bring it on pit road here as Todd's going to cycle into fifth, I believe, as Scott Roush now has the sole job of trying to catch Matty Myatt, who actually isn't that slow with all that damage. Matty Myatt was cleared, though, for that pit road violation. It's kind of blind, blind pit road exit there. I don't believe that Eric Monaco is going to get off as easy, though. On board with Noah Hart now as they go down the valley here. Myatt doesn't a very good run into it. And that's a very difficult set of corners there. And but Hart gets a bad run out of it. And Myatt's going to get away. Scott Roush from P4 just broke down. And that's Roush out of the race. He's going to get a tow back to the pits. He may rejoin, but he had just set one of the fastest laps of the race. And then breaks down his car. Tough break for Roush. That's going to promote Chris Dodd to 4th, Nick Hercules to 5th, and Kyle Chuck Jr. to 6th with Bobby Jones in 7th. Vince Prix is still in the top 10 in the Reddit Davis car. Great to see him kicking butt in that Reddit Davis car. Sean Angel's already up to 9th after 18 laps, and starting pretty 5th on the grid. And Jake Baskinger is in P10. Noah Hart is the closest he's been all race to Kenny Myatt now as they rocket up the hill. However, Hart doesn't seem too intent on passing Myatt, per se. However, now he's all over the back bumper of Myatt now, and now he's making a move. Down the hill they go. They make contact. Hart's off the track. Hart's around. Myatt's losing it. But Myatt just really hangs on. Matty Myatt's the 2nd position. Noah Hart just threw it away there. And now Noah Hart will not be happy with himself for that one. That one was all on him. He made a very aggressive move there, and his teammate Kenny Myatt didn't back off. Knowing those two, I don't think Noah Hart will be too mad, or Kenny Myatt would be too mad because of their good relationship in the past. I think that was just good, hard racing. However, the driver that did benefit was the other Myatt in the field. Matty Myatt's up to P2, and, well, I don't think he's as quick as Kenny Myatt, but, he definitely now has a serious shot at this lead if Kenny Myatt maybe has a problem with his car or has a tire going down. Will Noah Hart have to pit? My question. I thought he was going to there, but no, he doesn't. And Noah Hart's going to have to make a big charge now on Kenny Myatt and Matty Myatt. It's a Myatt 1-2 here at Road Atlanta. A battle for the lap down position here between Torres and Monaco, two rookies, as Monaco very easily lets go. They were getting kind of aggressive with each other down the back straightaway, though. Battle between Vince Prix now and Jake Baskinger as they rock themselves up the hill. Very close quarters racing, though. These two have been, as Prix has done an excellent job in the slower Reddit Davis car to hold off Jake Baskinger in the 99. And Kenny Myatt is looking pretty slow right now on track. Well, you did get a bit of contact there. He did do a 125 that last time. Madeline Myatt was 2 seconds quicker there. And now Noah Hart's definitely closing in. I think this might be a 3-car battle here pretty shortly. And we're hearing Kenny Myatt could be losing air pressure in his, that would be his right rear. And now Madeline Myatt's definitely pouncing on her father's problems. Matty Myatt is really closing in now on the 9 car. And this is something we need to see out of the young Ohioan. Maddie Myatt now has to beat her father to take the lead. Maddie Myatt's really closed in on her father now. Kenny for the lead. This is going to be a big battle here between these two drivers as they're rocking up the hill. This race has been an absolute thriller so far. And now it's a battle between the 9 and the 81's lead. No, if they get into a battle, then Noah Hart's going to close in. However, Hart's car is looking pretty sickly right now after that contact there. But now they're going to be maybe taking some lap cars of Vance Caldwell, Eddie Shumkadkar, who's was involved in that first lap mess there. Sebastian Torres might be a factor as well. So now they're going to have to deal with lap cars. Madeline Myatt, however, does have rear end damage, and she would actually pit, I think, a lap sooner than Kenny Myatt. Kenny stays out one more lap. Noah Hart and Dodd are in as well. I'm interested to see if they're going to fix the rear end, though, of Maddie Myatt's car. I'm very interested to see what they're going to do here with the rear end of that car, and I'm interested to see if they're going to fix the right side of Noah Hart's car. The big beneficiary of this could be Chris Dodd. And definitely Kenny Myatt will be a big beneficiary if they go for damage repairs, these two cars do. And we're going to see what they're going to do here. Maddie Myatt, it looks like they are going to try and repair some of the rear end on that car. Noah Hart's taking a while on the road. He had a tire rub. Chris Dodd's going to get into third. That's great. So Noah Hart is going to fall down the order here as they are fixing a lot of damage on the car. Oh, Bobby Jones has grenaded the 3 car. His teammate Scott Roush eventually did fall out of the race with the same problem, so those Mercedes engines are having issues, and that's going to hold up Noah Hart coming out of the pits. I believe Noah Hart's going to get held up even more here, and Hart's going to get very aggressive, I think, coming out of the pits here. No, he's not. He's just going to follow him, and this is very dangerous now on track, as here comes, I believe that's Vincent Allen. On track, that's Sebastian Torres and Vince Prix onto the scene. Oh, looks like Esteves Cortez slammed the side of Bobby Jones. Now the 9 of Kenny Myatt's on pit road. This should be a pretty routine stop for Myatt here. He had a very slow lap. Well, obviously he had a slow lap to get a pit. But we're going to see if Maddie Myatt's going to be close to him or not. Or will Chris Dodd? Now, Chris Dodd gained a ton there. How much damage does the 9 have is my question. Not a whole lot. They didn't do a whole lot to his car there. And Maddie Myatt's rocketing down the hill. Looks like Kenny Myatt's going to have a pretty big lead coming out of the pits here. Yes, he does. Madeline Myatt's got a long way to go to catch him. However, Madeline Myatt's a girl on a mission right now, trying to catch her father. As Vance Caldwell's going to hold up Chris Dodd a bit here. Although Dodd makes a pretty aggressive move there. Dodd is going for his first win as well. That's going to be a very interesting battle to see if Dodd can catch his teammate and Kenny Myatt. Noah Hart would slot into, I believe, I gotta see where he's running right now. But he has got a lot of his right side damage fixed, and he is the fastest car on track, so watch out for Noah Hart as this race continues onward. He is running position number 9 right now. Oh no, is that... Oh, no, that's Eric Monaco. I thought that might have been Vince Prix there, who has been absolutely astonishing there. He's actually running in front of Noah Hart right now, and actually, Hart isn't running very quick times now. Gotta give Sean Angel credit despite having rear end damage. He is running position number 6. I believe he got that from the pit road. His teammate Jordan Bouchard fell out. Oh, problem for Sabre. Sabre took a big hit somewhere. I'm not sure where. And we missed the Sabre wreck there, but Tyler Sabre from 18 lap down to follow the race. I think he was involved in an accident with Bouchard, actually. Now Vince Prix has to deal with Noah Hart here. Prix isn't exactly the slowest car on the track, but he isn't exactly the fastest either. He actually ran a faster time than Noah Hart last time by. But Prix doing an awesome job in the 05 car. And how much of a problem is he going to make for Hart here? Hart was the fastest car on the track for a while. And this battle's going to definitely heat up here as Noah Hart can't seem to do much with it. The gap between Kenny Myatt and Madeline Myatt is staying relatively even right now, as Dodd was kind of held up by the 15 car there. However, Tristan Wilhoit has a lot. Tire, I think, going down here. And Myatt's going to get by quite easily here. We're going to see if maybe we saw something with Wilhoit. No, Wilhoit just has a tire going down. He's going to bring it down pit road here very cleanly and easily here. Didn't hold up anybody. That's good. And Kenny Myatt's setting some of the fastest times on track right now. As, well, Madeline Myatt's not doing exactly her best right now to try and catch Kenny. Kenny is very faster on this track. However, now Kenny Myatt's going to have to deal with the Great Wall of Great Wall of Monaco in front of him. This is going to be hard for Kenny Myatt. We've seen in the past Myatt's been held up by lap traffic before here, and it looks like that's going to be the case once again. This is all what Matty Myatt wants to see. Wants to see this for a little while here as Kenny Myatt's being held up pretty massively here. And this is going to be huge for Madeline Myatt and Chris Todd. He might finally seems to make a move on Eric Monaco here, but Monaco is going to give him a little bit of trouble. And Monaco is once again ignoring blue flags and racing the 9. Cody Lamas running P13 on his way to redeeming himself, however, would grenade the 48 car and fall out of the race. So KR Subaru not having a great run here at Road Atlanta. Tough break for Lamas. Oh, for Kristen Wilhoit, and that was the 60 car of Grayson Ace Vito. Wilhoit would continue onward, though. However, Kenny Myatt now is bringing it down pit road once again here as looks like Madeline Myatt's having trouble with Eric Monaco. Gets by on the outside of a corner there. Great move there, but Dodd's going to get held up. However, Madeline Myatt's looking pretty slow on track right now as Chris Dodd's all over the back bumper of her now. This is the battle for the lead. However, Myatt just pitted. These two should be coming down pit road. How aggressive will Dodd be with his teammate? Looks like very aggressive here. Boxing her behind Cortez, but I believe both these cars should be pitting this time. Well, Dodd might not be. Dodd, I think, is going for the lead. Matty Myatt's bringing it down pit road as Cortez was holding her up. This should be an easy lead for Kenny Myatt, though. I believe Myatt is very quick out there right now. Kristen Wilhoit and Thomas Cortez are battling very hard on track right now. Wilhoit's, of course, a lap down behind Cortez. And Cortez is looking to get very aggressive with him. And Cortez kind of shook the fist at him. I'm not sure why. As Todd's bringing it down pit road now. Noah Hart and Vince Prix have been battling for a couple of laps here. However, Noah Hart would make the same mistake again. And this time take Prix with him. And Hart would have a lot of rear end damage to that car. Vince Prix, however, would also lose a couple of spots here, and he cannot be happy there because Prix was having an absolutely awesome run. He was running 14th now. Noah Hart did get in front of him, but Prix will not be happy with Noah Hart. Kenny Myatt leads over Madeline Myatt and Chris Dodd once again after this pit stop cycle. There is a little bit of question about fuel, though, with Myatt. Myatt came in very, very early that time. And will Madeline Myatt be able to pounce on that, or Chris Dodd, who hit even later? That's going to be a big question here, as Myatt's going to be picking up Grayson Ace Vito, Sebastian Torres, and a bunch of lap stars here in a couple of laps. Meanwhile, Madeline Myatt and Chris Dodd are taking out about a second a lap now. Madeline Myatt is taking a second a lap out of her father's time. This is a fantastic showing right now. Kenny Myatt now is catching some lap cars while Madeline Myatt is closing in very quickly there. As now, will the 9 be held up massively here by Ace Vito? We also got some battling further up the track. That's Alex Allen versus Eddie Trim's pad car. Pad car's a lap down, but Alex Allen's getting very aggressive with him. That's not a great place to be doing that in. And Ace Vito is going to hold up Myatt quite massively here, I believe. And yes, here we go again. The 81's got a shot now to close in here as now the 9 goes underneath the 80, or the 60 rather. Or the 60 isn't playing exactly the nicest with the 9. However, the 9 does clear. Both Sean Angel now and Eric Maxson fall out of the race, I believe, with damage. That's a tough break for both of them, or not damage, with mechanical problems. Tough break for both of these two. Kenny Myatt now is catching some very heavy lap traffic. That's Vince Prix up there. He goes a lap down after having such a great start to the race. He's looking to go a lap down. And what will the 9 do here? As the 81 is closing, but there's still a long way to go between them. Maddie Myatt's going to need a lot to happen here for her to catch her father. However, at this rate, it's looking like it might be a Myatt 1-2 at the front of the field. Kenny Myatt is he's on the last lap now. He's catching some very heavy lap traffic, and Maddie Myatt's been taking a full second out of his lead every lap. However, she's still a good 4 seconds back, but she's going to need some kind of miracle to happen if she wants any shot at taking this win away. I don't know how many Road Atlanta races Kenny Myatt's won. Honestly, I've lost count. And he's looking to go on course for another one. The 9 now is stuck behind Alex Allen, though. Just got to get through the final chicane coming up here. And Tristan Wilhoit. And crash in front of him. That was Noah Hart, and looks like the 77 car Myatt's going on the grass to pass them. And now you got Wilhoit grenading the motor on the last lap. Prix is going to get held up. There's Madeline Myatt there, closing in quickly. However, Kenny Myatt, this race is once again another Kenny Myatt showdown. Kenny Myatt comes off and wins the Road Atlanta Grand Prix Road Atlanta once again here at Road Atlanta. The Round of Georgia goes to Myatt. Second place goes to Myatt. Third place goes to Dodd. It's a Myatt 1-2 at the front of the field. What a showing. First ever, I think, fam relationship. I'm not sure if Jacob Hart and Noah Hart did, but I think it's the first time that there's ever been a family relationship on the top two of the podium. Kenny Myatt and Madeline Myatt sweep the first two spots in this race. Chris Todd will finish third. Maddie Myatt and Chris Todd have to wait another weekend for their first wins, but Kenny Myatt once again wins Road Atlanta. To add insult to what was a pretty decent day for the Action Terror Brigade, Grayson Acevedo's coming to the line. However, before making it, actually he's got 2 to go, believe it or not, but he was a lap down, so he's coming to take the checkered. He would, tragically, grenade the motor. Would he make it across the line? No. He would die going up the hill. Had he gotten over that hill, he probably could have coasted to the checkered. He lost 3 spots in the process. Kenny Myatt, your winner today. Maddie Myatt comes across second. Chris Dodd third. Nick Pericles fourth. Kyle Schock Jr. fifth. Andrew Rowe sixth. Cole Baker seventh. Jake Bastinger eighth. Esteves Cortez ninth. He was the last car, I believe, on the lead lap. Noah Hart 10th. Alex Allen 11th. Vince Freeze 12th. Grayson Acevedo 13th. Zayden Davidson 14th. Sebastian Torres 15th. Tristan Wilhoit, another car that blew up on the last lap. He lost a couple of spots, I believe, to, believe it or not, Acevedo, Davidson, and Torres. Pad car 17th, Monaco 18th, People 19th, Demax 20th. Their list is accident, even though Demax blew up. Eric Demax blew up. 21st for Lamas, 22nd to Thaber, 23rd to Caldwell, 24th to Bouchard, 25th and 26th to the 2 DNC cars, both which blew up. 27th to Brock, 28th to Sanford, 29th to Bisceglia, 30th to Aiden Shepard, our pole sitter. I think he was expecting a much different outcome in this race, Aiden Shepard was. 31st to Vincent Allen, 32nd to DJ Curtis, 33rd to Becca Haddix, 34th to John Hart, 35th to Darren Blake, and 36th to Nico Polyakov. Let's get on to your points. With that being said, Jake Bastinger is your points leader with 44 points. Cole Baker in second position with 42 points. Eddie Champadkar third with 41. Kenny Myatt fourth with 40 points. Sean Angel in fifth. Andrew Rowe doing a great job in sixth position. Sebastian Torres in seventh. Alex Allen eighth. Chris Dodd ninth. Esteves Cortez 10th. Vince Freeze 11th. Nick Pericles 12th, Kyle Schock Jr. 13th, Aiden Shepard drops to 14th, Scott Roush drops to 15th, Dornan Bouchard drops to 16th, Charles Sanford drops to 17th, Noah Hart gains a bunch of positions, up to 18th position, even though he didn't have a great race, to be honest with you. 19th goes to Zayden Davidson, 20th to William Brock, Bobby Jones is 21st, Madeline Myatt jumps up 14 positions to 22nd, Tristan Wilhoit stays at 23rd, Grayson Acevedo, 24th. Wilhoit was the only car to stay in his position. John Hart, 25th. DJ Curtis, 26th. despite qualifying very well by DJ Curtis. 27th goes to Darren Blake, 28th to Eugene DeMax, 29th to Miko Payakov, 30th to Vincent Allen, 31st to Tyler Thraber, 32nd to Eric Monaco, 33rd to Vance Caldwell, 34th to Kyle Bishalia, 35th to Becca Haddix, and 36th to Cody Lamas. Next week, we will see you at the Round of Arizona at Phoenix International Raceway.